everybody, this is Boog S Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the Marvel Legends GameStop exclusive Archangel figure. So before we take a look at Archangel, let's take a look at the accessories that he comes with. So, the first accessory that he comes with is the add-on piece to Apocalypse. It's the claw hand, and I think you can use this on either arm because you just have to flip it. I think it's supposed to go that way. I don't know because I'm still stuck with just the leg of Apocalypse, so I have no idea how this goes on. So he comes with an alternate hand for Apocalypse, and he comes with 3 alternate heads, which is really awesome. So first up, let's move his wings back so that I can pop his head off. So he comes with his Warren Worthington III head sculpt, which is just the Adam Warlock head sculpt, but I think it looks really good. I think it was a pretty good reuse, and the hair has some nice shading to it, just like Adam Warlock. It surprised me, but his hair had some really nice shading to it, so that looks pretty cool. And then he comes with Adam Warlock's alternate head, the Mage's head, for the Dark Warren head. This one goes on just a little bit tougher. But there's that one. You can see how his eyes are gold. I think they should be yellow, but they're gold. Now he has those rings around his eyes, or the dark blue around his eyes, I should say. And again, the hair has some nice shading to it. That's some really nice shading to it. I wish that most Marvel Legends figures had that. But there's that head sculpt. Looks really good. Also, pretty good reuse. I didn't figure that they'd probably be able to reuse Adam Warlock's head for anything, but I was wrong. And then here, now this head is super tough to put on. There. When it goes on, you'll hear it go. It makes that kind of cracking noise. He comes with his horseman, his 4 horsemen head sculpt, as the Horseman of Death, and it looks really awesome. I think this is the Blizzard head sculpt. I'm pretty sure it's the Blizzard head sculpt. I feel like maybe they should have went with the Taskmaster, the Ultimate Taskmaster head sculpt, how it was the metal skull, because the mask is kind of like a metal mask. So I feel like instead of just a painted head, they should have went that route. I feel like that would have just looked a little better, but because there's no nose and in the teeth right here just painted on, and it just looks a little cartoony to me. This head sculpt looks cartoony, but they did a nice job painting the details on because the gold looks really shimmery, and the blue and pink looks fine. Which normally, when Hasbro paints over a color like gold, usually you can see it shining through the rest of the paint. So, at least they did paint it nicely. And now that I look at it straight, I kind of feel like the teeth are kind of going cockeyed. It kind of looks like a smirk. That's another reason I think the Ultimate Taskmaster head sculpt would have been good. Just take the hood off and use that. Which, I'm sure you could still do that. You could still just grab an extra Taskmaster and paint the head up, and you could make it look pretty good. But, I don't know, like I said, I think they should have actually went with that head sculpt because Blizzard is just a mask and all the details are just painted on. So now let's put his normal head sculpt back on. So now let's take a look at Archangel. So the head sculpt is the same exact thing as the previous Archangel figure, or figures, because there's also an X-Force version, which the packaging to Archangel says Marvel's X-Force Archangel or something like that. The back of the packaging does say X-Force Archangel, though. So that makes me wonder, are we going to get another GameStop exclusive, and it's going to be the X-Force outfit, the black and silver? I really hope so, because that is another figure that is super expensive. This was a super expensive figure, too, but now that it's re-released, you know, it's pretty common. So comparing the head sculpt to the bootleg version, this is the cheap version of the previous one. So there's the head sculpt. And I like this one better. I think the blue is much more accurate, that really pale blue. And I like how the eyes are gold, and they have that black lining around them. Because I feel like if they wouldn't have done that, then the eyes would have kind of, I don't know, they just wouldn't have stood out. Like this one, his eyes just look funny. But I think if they were lined in black, it would have looked better. I do like the eyebrows on this one better, though. These are kind of like a brownish color, and these are just yellow. Now, this bootleg version uses the 3-inch Archangel's wings. So they're really small. And for this Archangel's wings, they look really awesome. I don't know how Hasbro did it, but... Well, paint, I know how they did it. But it just looks really good. It looks very metallic. Like, it looks like real metal. When I got it, I didn't expect to be impressed by the wings, because I didn't figure they'd actually look metallic. But they do. You can see, you get a little scuffs right here and here. But for the most part, it looks like real metal, and that's really awesome. Like, it has that shimmer to it as well. And when you have it in the light, it really looks like metal. So Hasbro did a really awesome job with this, and I really hope to see this kind of paint on swords and stuff. Swords would look so much better if they were painted with this. Because most of the time they're just done in this kind of color. And this color looks terrible for swords. But if Hasbro actually used this color for swords, that would be so much better. Now, the pink came out nicely. Well, in some places. Like on his torso, it came out really nice. And then on his arms here, it's still pretty clean. But then it kind of fades and gets a little scratchy. And there's a pink dot right there on his neck. So on the arms, it looks really dark. It's kind of like a maroon color. I suppose it's kind of like a reddish pink color. It's not like full pink. So that's why it kind of looks maroon. And the bands on his wrist right there, they're not too bad. They aren't too dark. But comparing it back here, you can see like how this looks just fine right here. And then kind of fades into that darker color. And then on his legs, the paint-ups get really bad. Like the line right here on his leg. Yeah, the blue is just completely coming through it. It's completely scratched and scuffed. So the legs are where the worst paint-ups are at. On the back, it's not bad, but on the front right there, like if it was bad paint-ups on the back, that wouldn't bother me because you're not really going to see the back of him for his wings. And then another thing that I like about this figure is they reused the I think Sunfire feet. I know it's not the Bucky Cap feet because this is the Bucky Cap mold. And I just feel like the Bucky Cap feet are just way too small. I don't know, they just kind of look tiny. So there's the Bucky Cap. This uses the standard Bucky Cap mold. And then here is the new feet. And I like these much better. These just look a lot better. These are just a little tiny. So yeah, I really like this because I didn't get the chance to get him the first time. And he's went up. I don't know how much he was running. I think the X-Force version was 150 and up. That's in the package. Out of the package, it's still about 100. I think this was about 102 out of the package. I don't know, but now it's a common figure, and everyone has a chance to get one, and that's what I like about it. So now let's go over the articulation. So before I go over the articulation of Archangel, I'll go over the articulation of his wings. So back here, he has double swivels. He can swivel, are these considered his wings too? I think these are, but they kind of just look funny. They look a little out of place. But he has double swivels. He can swivel side to side, or side to side this way, side to side this way. And then he has swivels at the center of his wings. They can swivel back all the way, and can swivel in. So you can do that. Now that actually looks pretty awesome like that. Like his wings are protecting him. So he has pretty good range of motion in his wings. So that's the articulation for his wings. Now his wings are connected by this pack right here. And this is how they go on. And it can get a little loose But I found out that if you have the wings at kind of an angle, they tend to stay where they need to be. But if you have them down like this, they will kind of go down just a little bit. So that's nothing too major, but you know, something worth noting while I'm doing this review. Then there you can see the paint apps on the back of them just a little bit better. And I think they came out cleaner than the front, I really do. Because his legs are very spotty and scratchy, and then the backs are completely fine. That's really weird, it should be the other way around. So now let me plug this back in here. There. So now let's go over the articulation of Archangel. So, he has a ball jointed head that can look all the way back. He can look all the way down. He can move his head side to side. He has ball jointed shoulders. They can move out very far. They can move out all the way and then some. He has swivel at the bicep, double jointed elbow, swivel at the wrist that can move side to side and up and down. He has an ab crunch that can move forward all the way, an ab crunch that can move forward, that can crunch forward all the way. No, got tripped up on my words there. And it can crunch back just a little bit if you move the wings like that. You can get him crunching back all the way. It kind of looks pretty cool like that. He has swivel at the waist, ball jointed hips. They can just about do a split. He can kick forward all the way. He can do some kung fu kicks there. He can kick back all the way. He has swivel at the thigh, double jointed knee, swivel at the shin, swivel at the ankle that can move up and down, and an ankle rocker. So the articulation is, you know, pretty much standard for the Marvel Legend figures. Except he has wings. So now let's do some size comparisons. So he is top heavy because of his wings, but if you have him like that, he'll lean against the wings. You know, kind of balance him out there. So you kind of have to just pose his wings around in a different way, and he can't stand up by himself. So here he is next to the great value version of Archangel. And this one's terrible. I just traded a guy for this so I could have this while waiting for this version. And I do like the colors on this one, but this one is much more accurate. I mean, he's been colored both ways. He's been that really dark purple and pink in the metallic pink, and then he's been the really light blue and light pink, kind of like reddish pink, I guess. But it's kind of just depends on who's coloring him and who's drawing him. It's just one of those things that varies from story to story. But there he is next to what I'm dubbing the Great Value Archangel. Here he is next to the Jim Lee Cyclops, which uses the same body mold. It's just the Bucky Cap mold. And as you can see, now that I'm looking at him, I think his arms are warped just a little bit. But, doesn't bother me. And finally, here he is next to the only other figure I have from the Apocalypse Wave so far, the purple Psylocke figure. They look pretty awesome together. I feel like maybe Hasbro should release like a second version that's like exclusive to Walmart that should be in the dark purple collar. Then they should release one somewhere else where he's in his X-Force outfit, the silver and black. I probably don't need 3 Archangels, but I wouldn't mind it. So, overall, I'd highly recommend this Archangel figure, especially if you didn't get the first version or second one like I did. So, I'd highly recommend it. So, that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.